Hi Mumbai, I'm Niranjan and I'm the director of Lungs Lined with Moss, which is part of the official selection for the Mumbai Shorts International Film Festival. Lungs Lined with Moss is a symbolic, fictional documentary that compares two disastrous time periods for humans in the future through the lens of fond nostalgia and boundless compassion. It's a meditation in pointed symbols that are arranged in a carefully chosen sequence, all revolving around decay as an extant form of life. Dead harvesters on decaying, desertified farmlands, melting hoarfrost, raging oceans, and a new planet in which we choose to remember the people who chose to stay behind. Ultimately, the film is warning against the dangers of climate change, coming at it from the lens of things that we could have done better, things that we could have done differently. I've always been a climate activist, and it always sort of keeps me at night. And the biggest production challenges that I faced were mostly deeply personal, in that it's very existential to a large extent. And apart from that, there were, of course, normal production challenges, which pretty much every production faces. Lungs Lined with Moss is a completely CGI film. There is no real footage involved in any of it. Every shot, every aspect of it is carefully, painfully crafted with a lot of love. It's a completely personal project. I directed the film with and delegated two of the things that I don't really trust myself with. One of them is the color story of the film, and the other is the original music. The music was made by my dear friend Roshan Machaya, and the color story was written and put together, including the final color grading, was done by another very dear friend, Meghna. Vision for the film was completely achieved with their help. Without their help, I don't think it would have taken a very different path. I also want to clarify that this film is for up-and-coming journalists and up-and-coming film students, because when I started out, there weren't really a lot of films out there that talked about very sensitive topics from the perspective of art. There's a ton of documentaries, there's a ton of films that educate people, that are aimed at educating people, but there's not really films that really poke at the very deeply existential part of it. I mean, of course I can name names of directors, and that's a long list, but in all the films that I saw, I didn't really see something that spoke about climate change. Maybe it's because it is an up and coming, emerging, increasingly important topic that not a lot of people are talking about. But I could be completely wrong, right? And I haven't found people who make films about climate change. I haven't dug deep enough. And if I haven't, and if you think that there's a film I need to watch, or if you just want to chat about this film or other films, or if you want to work with me, reach out to me on these places. I may not be active in the way other people are active, but I will respond to every message. And I always welcome a very constructive conversation. I really want to thank the festival director and the festival organizers, because as a completely independent filmmaker who basically works nights to get their vision through, it means a ton to have at least this amount of recognition, right? And to all the people who are thinking about getting into film, just do it. If you think it speaks to you, get into it, get your hands dirty, do the thing, make the films that you want to make. And ultimately it really comes down to, am I sleeping peacefully at night? And if you are, good for you, keep pursuing that. If you aren't, just pivot a little bit, find something that speaks to you a little bit more. Ultimately, we all want to live content lives that we don't spend slaving away to capitalist greed. Please reach out to me, and please enjoy the film. Immerse yourself in the atmosphere of the film. It is what the film was made for. It is not a film that will tell you things. It's a film that will ask you questions. It's a film that will force you to confront a few difficult questions. It will force you to confront the emotions that I chose to present. Good luck to all the new filmmakers out there, and good luck to all the participants who have taken the very brave step of submitting their films.